welcome to a very special edition of YouthQuake. Today we come to you from a very special school. You've all seen that movie, Hindi medium, perhaps in so many ways. It got the masses in the country talk about the importance of education. Also the length to which everybody goes to get their child educated. Also, it perhaps in many ways opened up the discussion to what happens to those who perhaps do not have privileged lifestyle like ours, whose parents cannot be are not at the privilege of getting the best of the private education available to them. What happens to them? Well, today we are here to debunk that story for you. You do not have to be a child coming from a privileged background to achieve your dreams. You do not have to be driving big cars. You don't have to be coming from parents who can do everything for you, but you can still pave a way for the future, still chase your dream. And how is that going to happen? Well, we are here at Vidya School in Gurgaon, and we're going to talk to some students, their parents, and their teachers to get an insight into what dreams are really made of and what is required and the setup that's required behind them to really achieve it. I just want to go straight away to Sanjana over here. And why is Sanjana so special? Because she studied in the school, Sanjana?
Yeah.
But for our viewers, tell us what has been your background, what does your parents do? Because every time you go and meet in school, right? I remember my time in school, the first introduction you got was, oh, what do you do? What do your parents do? So when you were asked that question, how would you respond?
My name is Sanjana and I am a student at Lady Shri Ram College.
Okay.
And I have been a part of Vidya since 14 years, since I was a tiny tot in nursery. And my mother is a housewife, but she's the driving force behind the family.
Yeah.
And my father was a driver, but because of his illness, he's unemployed for the time being. And I'm very fortunate that I was a part of Vidya because
You qualified LSR. What are you studying over there?
I'm studying English Honours.
Wow. And what was your percentage in class 12th?
It was 95%.
Brilliant. And this is your mother over here. Auntie, आप कौन से क्लास तक पढ़ी हुई हैं?
मैम 5 बस
हाँ जी?
5वीं तक।
आप 5वीं कक्षा तक पढ़ी हैं और आपकी लड़की ने इतना 93% लाकर देश के सबसे बड़े कॉलेज में जो कहा जाता है लड़कियों की उसमें पढ़ रही है।
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है।
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। तो पहले जब ये पढ़ना शुरू करा, इन्होंने आगे जाना शुरू करा, आपको लगता था क्या ज़रूरत है, क्या होगा?
ऐसा कभी नहीं सोचा, पढ़ाने के लिए सोचा हमेशा कि अच्छे से पढ़ाएंगे।
And I see the bells in the school going over as well because it's still in session. You were saying something.
I was saying that she is the backbone behind my every success, behind everything that I do, because she has always been like, I have seen this fate, I don't want you to see the same fate as mine. So you study and stand on your own feet, and whatever I'm doing is because of her and for her.
Yeah.
So that I am like, no mother, I have to make every dream come
How
true.
old are you?
I am 19 years old.
How are you so young and so wise?
No, I'm not that.
So, you know, you're smiling right now. You've got a great achievement. I was talking to kids earlier who came out to say that you're pretty much the hero over here. You've become quite an inspiration of sorts. But things are not always this easy. You went through a phase where your dad went into alcohol and he became an alcoholic, and it wasn't very easy at home. And that's the time the school stepped in.
Yes, that is very true, because at that time I remember I was in my middle school and my father was like, every day he used to drink, be it day or night. When I used to go back home, I used to fear in the way that after I go back home, the situation is going to be still the same. All the fights and violence will be still at home. And I always had this thing that I am not able to do anything. But then I started speaking against him. I started speaking to him openly that why are you doing this? What's the problem? Then
You confronted him.
yeah, I confronted him along with my mother and along with my grandmother. And I tried to include my brother, but they were little, they were not that mature enough to understand these things. But I made sure that no, at least speaking about will bring out some change. And I even, we had a drug addict session at school, so I went back and showed him.
In the school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So after that I went back and I showed him the consequences of what all happens, and these are the things that happens to you
Wow.
also. So it is not that you are only facing this, but if you have the willpower, you can come over it. And I started to tell him to do meditation. I even forced him to do meditation and just sleep, so that after that he sleeps and doesn't drink and everything. and my mother even supported him. She was like, okay, you whatever you do, we will manage everything, but you just stop drinking. And then after that, when my 12th class result came, he was so happy that he said that I am going to look for a job now and I'm not going to drink further.
That's such a beautiful story. So at 19, you didn't just manage to get a 93%. You also literally drove your father out of alcoholism, and you achieved all of that all by yourself by the school. That's quite a story. Can we have a huge round of applause for Sanjana over here? She's all smiles right now, and it's very difficult to imagine the trauma she might have gone through. I also have teachers here with me, and people who've been involved with this institution. I wanted to begin by Sanjana to just give a glimpse to people, give a ray of hope, perhaps, that this is what one individual can achieve. But it's not just Sanjana. There are several stories like these in the school.
Absolutely. So we have Komal Yadav, who again got 85% in a CBSE Class 12 exam, and she's now pursuing computer science at Indraprastha College, and she aspires to be an aeronautical scientist one day, right? So we have several success stories.
So the story of Vidya really is that it's possible. If these young kids are given the right opportunity, the right path, perhaps, you can change. And they don't just change their life, like Sanjana's story just said, they change the lives at home as well.
Absolutely. So when we admit a child into Vidya, we enter into a partnership with the family. So we're looking at not only impacting the child's life and making the child a productive global citizen, but we're also looking at bringing about a sea change in the mindset of the members of their families.
And how does that happen?
Especially the women, their mothers. So we started a women's empowerment program at the Vidya School, where a lot of mothers have joined that program, and they're learning skills that will eventually make them employable and sustainable. So we've partnered with Shehnaz Hussain. So they're doing a beautician's course in partnership with Shehnaz Hussain. And we also partnered with Usha Salai. So where they're doing the Usha Salai program.
So this is not just a children's school, this is a family school.
It's a family.
This is a place where the family comes together and everybody gets to add up to their potential.
Right, exactly. So it's the family that we take on. And like Vidya is a home, away from home. And we inculcate values that go a long way, because we feel that education is the only investment that will pay long-term dividends.
Correct. You are somebody who talks to them, and it's the mindset, right, at the end of the day. I speak to all these kids. They're so fluent in their language. They do not have fears of the world. If I were to place them, and I hate putting people and kids in boxes, but the fact is that once you talk to them, you cannot imagine that somebody is a child of a tailor, somebody is a child of somebody whose father is a guard, somebody is still looking for a job, someone's father is an alcoholic. The brink battle, perhaps, is to tell them that you are as good, if not better. What has been your experience in talking to them and getting them out, in telling them that it's okay, you are as good?
I see, I'm a career counselor, and when I started interacting with these children, I felt they need empathy and not sympathy. All they need is somebody to hold their hand and say, I believe in you. And I'm going to hold your hand not just today and tell you what to do, but how to do it, and give them the means to reach their goals. So the basic thing is they are as intelligent or maybe more intelligent in certain manners, because they've got certain survival skills which kids from privileged backgrounds might not have. They are street smart and they know how to get things done. So if you tell them, will you do it? You will never get an answer saying, no, I can't. They'll find some way to do it. I'm very happy. I would say I'm the one who's privileged to be associated with such children. I get things like a student coming up to me and saying, I asked, what's your dream? So one young girl came up to me and said, I want to be the Chief Minister of Haryana. I said, oh, okay.
I am told that the girl is sitting right over there. Yeah?
It was this very young girl who said that. And I asked her why. She says, I want to change the lot of women in my state. And that was something, I mean, it was so impressive. I said, I'm not leaving the school. The school might say anything, but I'm going to stick to the school.
Okay, so that's what dreams are really made of, right? I also want to get in some more voices over here. Tell me, young girl, what do you do? What do your parents do? And what is your big dream?
Hello, my name is Anjali and I'm studying class 12 right now.
Okay.
PCM is my subjects.
Alright.
So my father is a car mechanic and my mother is a housewife. So as a young girl, I was very dominated by this male, by all the males except in the school. So it was like when I entered in Vidya, I got to know that I am as equal as a man or as equal as a boy. So I want to be a feminist in the future and want to do something for the girls. So earlier,
I have to say, this is the first time I'm hearing somebody say, I want to be a feminist. Like taking it up as if it's a career, as if I'm very impressed. Yeah, go ahead.
so you know, Emma Watson and Rupi Kaur are my like inspiration. They are like, I want to be with them. I want to work like them. So yeah, earlier my mother and my father used to force me to do household work along with my studies. So I questioned my parents that is it important that only a girl should work at house and not a boy, and why should that be the case?
How did you tell him that does he understand the idea of feminism? Does he understand where you're coming from, what it means?
Not really first, but as soon as I start giving him proofs, and that proof was my studies, my marks. I got a scholarship and he really don't have to pay for my school.
Yeah.
So it was like he started listening. Actually, it wasn't easy at all, ma'am. First, I have to show him the result. So it was difficult.
But what's your big dream? What is it that you want to become apart from being a feminist?
I want to do something in mathematics. So
Okay.
it's like the love for my mathematics comes when I was in Vidya only. It was from an inspiration teacher, like his name is Prabhat sir, and also from Khan Academy. So I started doing Khan Academy and it makes us think. So you see, you can connect mathematics with your real life. It's basically like we have problems and we have to solve it. And exactly in mathematics, we have problems and we have to solve it in a very beautiful way. We have many ways. For ma'am, see, whenever you have a problem in your life, so it's not actually the only way to solve it. We have a lot of things. So
Wow,
I
mathematics
work
and the mathematics of life. She's a little teary-eyed right now. I also want to get in some teachers at this point. Ma'am, I'm hearing some wonderful stories, absolutely heartening stories about what is it that these kids are dreaming of. It's very hard to imagine. I just want to remind our viewers at this point, this is not a private school. This is not even a government school. This is a school that is just run by the generosity of some people who are giving it back to the society and trying to invest on education. And if this is what you're raising your hand, you want to say something? Yeah.
I want to say that you said that it's not a private school, but if you come here and you see the students and the kind of facilities provided here, you would wonder that, for example, robotics lab. How many schools in Gurgaon have a robotics lab? So we are given the facilities that even some of the biggest private schools of Gurgaon doesn't have. So
That's
we
really,
are
I didn't have a robotic lab when I was growing up back then. But tell me, I wanted to understand from you, Sanjana, when you go to LSR and you see kids there from, say, more privileged backgrounds, does it strike you then, or do you feel it's like it's level playing field now, or is there still a hitch?
No, the thing is that I know that they are coming from a different background. So it is like I make them understand that I am from Vidya. Actually, the thing is that our chairperson is also from LSR. So I tell them that my chairperson is from LSR and this is the story. I come from Vidya and this is the thing. I share with them and they are quite accepting with the fact that, wow, you are at the same level as ours by coming from such a different background. So they are accepting, but some of them are still like, okay, it's this kind of school, but I assure them that these are the things. Like, for example, when I said that they were like, you are a very good speaker, you are a very good convincer, so I was like, my career counselor also told me that. So she was like, career counselor? So they were quite amazed that you have this facility like career counselor. So I said that it is all provided by our school only. So that was
Yeah, she almost took that away from me by saying, I'll just come to you. I just want to get you in on this point. Lots of stories, lots of inspiring stories, something even that the private schools don't have. How do you inculcate that? How do you get that out in kids? Because I'm sure right now what we're seeing in front of us are products. But behind them, it has been a really long years of labor. How is that experience like?
Well, I was an ex-principal of the school. So in that capacity, I've seen these little babies who are spouting such huge verbose things today
Yeah,
literally grow up in front of my eyes.
yeah.
And we've always encouraged them to dream.
So when
to
this
dream
little
big.
Sanjana
Yes.
was in school, what did you make of her then? Was she
Yes,
shy?
she was very shy and she was timid and she was quite underconfident, and I used to pump her every morning literally. And I knew that she was a sparkling gem here in the midst of all the children. All the children are equally good.
I just want to say this. Whenever you think about an aided school or a public school, the picture that comes to mind is rowdy kids, teachers who are absent, trying to control. It's a noise. It's mayhem. I see decorum over here. I see culture over here. I see strength over here, which is very, very inspiring. But intelligence, coming to that, you are somebody who analyses people on IQ. I'm not going to ever come to you, and I'm never going to let you do that to me. But you're somebody who does that to kids. Your experience, if you compare them, it's a very bad thing to say, but I just want to get an insight. If you compare the IQ of kids that you've met here to, say, a private school, do you see a difference? And what is it that they're missing, don't have, or have?
You see, we have given our IQ test to a lot of children now, about 7,000 children.
Okay.
And many of them have been from very high-end schools. And we find that the number of children who qualify from amongst the underprivileged is higher than the proportion of children who qualify from the upper end.
When you say qualify, you mean?
The Mensa qualification standard is 98 percentile or above, which is an IQ of about 130, 135 or higher.
Okay.
And we estimate that in India there are 5 million children, underprivileged children, who are at the very high IQ or even at the genius level.
Wow.
And most of these children, their IQ, their intelligence will be wasted because nobody will identify them, nobody will nurture them, mentor them. And we have just touched the tip of the iceberg. We have 160 such children at this time who we have identified from the underprivileged. We have moved them to better schools like Vidya School. And our Vidya School children, when they came here, they did not know any English. They were from Hindi medium schools. And today they are very fluent, they are very confident. Just telling them that they are brighter than
Yeah,
they
it's
thought.
very hard to believe that all of them come from such humble backgrounds and they have such brilliant, fluent English.
No, I mean, imagine they are living in a single room where food is being cooked, the TV is on, their siblings are playing with each other, the father is fighting with the mother most of the time, and yet they manage to excel.
I also have some parents here with me. I want to get a sense from them on what happened. आप बताइए, आपकी लड़की यहाँ पर पढ़ती है, बच्चा पढ़ता है, और क्यों आपको लगा विद्या स्कूल में भेजना चाहिए यहाँ पर?
विद्या स्कूल बहुत दिनों से नर्सरी से मेरी लड़की पढ़ रही है, बहुत अच्छी पढ़ती है, टीचर उचर भी बहुत अच्छी है, हाँ, बच्चे लोगों पे ध्यान भी देती है, ऐसी बात नहीं है कि कोई पेरेंट्स ना भेजना चाहे, यहाँ का अच्छी मतलब माहौल भी है, बच्चे को बाहर,
जैसे हम इतना देखते हैं हरियाणा में कि बोल दिया जाता है लड़कियों को बाहर नहीं जाना चाहिए, लड़कियाँ बिगड़ जाती हैं तो, लेकिन आपको ऐसा नहीं लगता?
नहीं, इसमें बहुत सुविधा है, इसमें टीचर लोग के बहुत गाइडिंग है, तो फिर कैसे डर होगी मन में, ये चीज़ कैसे डर
आपको लगता है लड़की का भविष्य बनेगा?
जी, भविष्य बनेगा, सेफ है मेरे बच्चे, ये चीज़ मैं सोचती हूँ।
आप बताइए कहाँ से आई हैं, आपके बच्चे कौन से क्लास में पढ़ते हैं?
मेरी मैडम कॉलेज में जा रही है तो।
अच्छा, तो यहाँ से निकली हुई बच्ची
हाँ
है?
जी है।
कौन से कॉलेज में जाती है?
ये जा रही है दिल्ली।
दिल्ली जाती है? तो
हाँ
हर गुड़गांव से हर रोज दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी पढ़ने जाती है?
रोज जाती है।
आप भेज देती हैं अकेले?
हाँ जी, भेज देती हूँ मैं तो।
हाँ।
आप भेजोगे तो मैं जब भेज दूंगी उसको।
तो घर पे कोई नहीं बोलता है, मना
नहीं,
करता है?
कोई नहीं बोलेगा।
I think this mother here deserves a huge round of applause for doing this. तो आप उन महिलाओं को जो इस समय हमारा प्रोग्राम देख रही हैं और वो जो उनको लगता है कि अभी भी लड़कियों को नहीं आगे भेजना चाहिए, सेफ नहीं है, उनको आप क्या बोलना चाहेंगे?
नहीं भेजेंगे उसको, जहाँ जिसका पढ़ने का जी है तो उसको भेजेंगे।
आपकी लड़की आई है यहाँ पर?
हाँ पे मेरी लड़की मेरी।
Oh, she's sitting right here. Let's go to her and get a sense from that side. What happened inside your household when your mother said that no, I want my daughter to go out and study? What happened then?
Actually, my elder sister wants me to study. She was not able to study and she was got married. So my mother said to my father that at least one child should be studied. So even at Vidya helped me a lot. This is a platform where
Your mother fought with your father and said that you've married off my elder daughter at a young age without studying, but this one will study.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah?
Yes.
Just want to get some closing comments from everybody over here. Do you want to take up that one? I think the biggest, it's still very hard for me to believe that I'm here and I'm speaking with kids who somebody's father is a presswala, the other one rides an auto, the other one is just a drunk person maybe, and this is how the kids are going to be. Their kids are going to be astronauts, their kids are going to be bank managers, their kids are hopefully going to be Chief Minister of Haryana, and I'm going to vote for you if that happens that day. So that's perhaps the story, but it's not. I'm sure there must have been struggles. Talk to me a little about what was perhaps the biggest struggle, the biggest mindset change that you'd had to make.
I feel that these students need to be told about the opportunities. They're not aware of what is available. And they get stuck in the very, routine careers that you see around, but they've got fire in their belly. It's like, I want to improve my lot. I want to make sure that my parents are taken care of when they grow old and they don't have to struggle the way they have been struggling today. Fathers are not for it. But mothers are amazing.
Have you gone through kids who perhaps went into substance abuse, the environment that they stay in? How does that battle come in?
See, substance abuse is a major problem because they are living in that environment. They are living in slums where drugs and alcohol is being abused all around them.
It's the norm.
It's the norm. I mean, especially men. Even if they've got a regular job, evening means they are drunk and there's violence, there's domestic violence. So these kids are being made aware of the consequences in school. As Dilruba ma'am said, that she's having these large, campaigns happening in school that what are the consequences? How are the ways to get out of this?
I'm Shreya and my mother is a housewife and my father is a housekeeping supervisor. Actually, when I was a kid, when I was small, my mother always in very tension that how will she provide me education. And like we have seen in government schools, there are not so much of facilities and teachers are always absent. So she was always worried because she not get the education what she wants. She also wants to study, but her parents don't tell her, and she is not getting any opportunity for that.
The big, takeaway from this has been that there are institutions like these which give you an opportunity. It does not have to be necessarily in from a private school where everybody is making a beeline to get in for. That's it on YouthQuake this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we've left you very inspired by these wonderful stories of kids and teachers and mothers who are changing the way we live and perhaps are going to change the way the future looks as well. If you like our program, you can write to us at myyouthquake@ndtv.com and we'll get right back at you. And as we say always, if you're young, restless, have an opinion, be sure to join us right here. For now, thank you for watching.